Yeah.
So you're sitting, in that correct position, but is there more work to that? As in, do you have to consciously tilt the pelvis or use the core in any particular way? Because I know myself, when I sit like this, it can vary. My back.
Do you want to come out?
Thanks for queuing, everyone.
Yeah, it's a great question. So just sit towards the front. So don't even use the back. So sit towards the front of the chair. That's right. Just bring your feet back. All right. So okay, pretty good. Now the first thing. So can you feel my fingers and lengthen? Now it doesn't look like much when you're watching, but for the person who's doing this, it's actually quite a lot of work because we're actually looking for length. Are you aware of that length now?
Yeah.
And then the next thing, and this is again how simple it is. All I need to do then is find the thinnest part of the waist. Now can you widen? Can you push my fingers wide? There we go. So keep them wide though. Right. So the difficulty will be keeping the width as you breathe out. That's good. Keep the width. It's just starting to. There we go. So that's quite difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, but you've really got to.
Yeah.
It's so conscious.
Yeah. So what's happening here, guys? The reason it's difficult is the way the diaphragm's able to increase pressure in the cylinder is it actually flattens a little bit because the diaphragm is a dome, like a parachute or a mushroom head. So it actually comes down and flattens, and then when we breathe out, it returns, because it's, I'll show you on a slide in a minute, but it's on a central tendon, it returns a little bit, so Lisa's having to, in other words, just as Glenn mentioned the bicep before, if I lower the weight with my bicep, it's working eccentrically. Lisa's diaphragm is learning to work eccentrically. So the first month or 2 months or 3 months, if you can stick with it, the reason it's so challenging is you've got poor eccentric control of the diaphragm. Right? And that's what you have to be able to. That's what you have to be able to stick with in order to get this change.
So you're holding a muscle while allowing the other muscles to contract and relax. Is that right?
What you're doing is the diaphragm has two roles: one to breathe you, and two to stabilise you. It's learning to do those particular stabilising function better because it's been dormant.
Yeah.
Because its job is to put the lungs on stretch and also compress all of these organs. So, guys, in this cavity is your heart and lungs, and in this cavity is all your organs. When the diaphragm travels down, everything gets compressed. So your liver, your kidneys, your pancreas, your spleen, your stomach, your large and small intestine, and then when it returns, they open. So it's a little bit like when that's how they know they're alive, is they're being compressed and released.
Which is actually a good thing because it increases
it's a good thing. It's a good thing, yeah.
So you do have to be very aware. Thanks, Colin.
So Professor Collage has done magnetic resonance imaging of the diaphragm. On a functional in-breath, the kidneys move 5 to 6 centimetres. That's a lot. So I think a lot of our health problems, I think men's prostate is a breathing problem in a lot of cases, because if the diaphragm's not travelling up and down, the prostate's about here, then it's not getting that push, and therefore not getting the aliveness.
And the spine is getting rid of dirt.
Toxins. So this is simple and yet profound at the same time from a whole health perspective. And also this way of breathing will keep you more relaxed. And from a competition point of view, you've already got a competitive advantage because you know how to breathe and stabilise and stay in a more relaxed, jet alert state.